One of the first things that happened to me after I began practicing financial planning was that I got a call from a young heart surgeon. He was in his late 30s, and this was when heart surgery was really getting started. It was somewhat experimental even, but he had made a lot of money, and he and his wife had decided to build their dream home. Now, he had enough spiritual conviction that he had a question that he wanted to ask, and I was sitting in their den and we were talking, and he said, "Ron, is it okay for a Christian to live in $1 million home?" Now, that's a really good question, and I immediately thought of James 1:5, and I said, "Lord, what do I say?" And so my question back to him was, "Well, what do you think God wants you to do?" And he said, "Well, I don't know." And I said, "Well, I'm not God, so I can't tell you, but I do know that He'll answer that prayer. Do you spend any time every day in prayer and Bible study and so forth?" And he said no, he didn't have the time because he worked many hours. And so I said, "Well, what are you doing at 4 o'clock in the morning?" And he said, "Well, generally sleeping." And I said, "Well, then you don't have anything better to do. Why don't you get up and spend 10 minutes asking God that question and reading whatever He might bring to your mind in His Word?" And he did. And about 1.5 years later, we were with the family on vacation, and his wife said to me, "Ron, I don't know what you did to him, but he's now spending 2 or 3 hours every day in prayer and Bible study." And this man went on, he and his wife went on to attempt to sell that home. They never could sell the home for one reason or another until just a few years ago. But that home became a center of influence, and hundreds of people came to Christ in that home. And he never ever asked me the question again about the home. And he became an evangelical leader. He's the chairman of the board of several international ministries right now. But the question was, what do you think God would have you to do? And that's really the central question for all of us when it comes to money and money management. God, what would you have me to do?